YouTube. The Willoughbys is Netflix's latest animated feature, and it is about 4 children who are neglected by their parents. So they send their parents to a vacation to kill them because they think they'll be better off as orphans. This movie is rated PG. After I watched Netflix's earlier animated movies like Klaus and Jip and Dermancourt, I lost my body, pardon my French, which were Oscar nominated, by the way, I was really looking forward to see what Netflix had next with their animated features, and the Willoughbys, yeah, it's good. So I should probably mention the obvious things like the animation. Of course, it's great, bright, it's colorful, and I like that they slowed the frame rate just a tiny bit because it really feels like stop motion, even though it's 3D animation. Radiated so much Lego movie energy. Also, that's my cat sleeping right there. His name's Chaps. I thought it was nice for the family's hair to be made out of yarn because you can see every single fiber on the top of their head. At certain points, some of the characters' hair got frizzy, and the frizzy hair looked like actual yarn. It's crazy to think how that footage isn't live action and that a computer did it. Aside from him being in my favorite color and being one of my favorite animals, my favorite character from the Willoughbys would have to be the cat. He serves as the narrator for the movie and is voiced by Ricky Gervais. And if I may read from my Letterboxd review, a chubby blue cat voiced by Ricky Gervais is something I never knew I genuinely needed in my life. I love the cat's graceful and sophisticated character animation, and Ricky Gervais' performance was just on point. For a mainstream PG animated movie, this was pretty dark, aside from the children wanting to kill off their parents to be orphans. Of course. There were dark jokes sprinkled all throughout the movie.
How do you propose we discard of 2 insidious grown-ups?
Easy!
No!
No, not there. There!
At first I was pretty shocked by them, but then I realized they're actually funny, which kind of leads into the stuff I didn't like. Overall, most of the jokes were pretty juvenile or just didn't really stick the landing. The pacing for this movie was just so bonkers. The first act and the third act felt longer than they should have been. The second act was alright. Even though the third act felt long, it was probably my favorite part. That was what pretty much saved it from being an average movie. The climax felt a tad too long, but oh well. The parents were pretty unlikable too. Yeah, that's the whole point, but they didn't have any humanity or one redeeming trait about them. The parents are kind of the antagonists of the movie, if you don't count the CPS people. In my opinion, if you have a character with negative traits in your movie, you should probably humanize them or just give them an explanation as to why they have the mindset that they have. I'm not asking for a Joker-style character study, but there could have been one line of dialogue to explain why they neglect their children. So I thought about the parents some more while I was editing this, and I realized this movie isn't supposed to be that deep. Willoughbys is not supposed to be this grand, complex story with grand, complex characters. It's a simple story with simple characters. I think I was overanalyzing the parents a little bit because I prefer my villains to be 3-dimensional and complex with tragic backstories and motives, but oh well. Okay, I'll admit, the one thing I like about one of the parents is that the father is voiced by Martin Short. For some reason, I adore Martin Short's voice, so it was nice to hear that. But aside from that, the cast is really great. I believe it's filled almost entirely with A-list actors. Ricky Gervais, as I mentioned earlier, and Maya Rudolph as the nanny, who was actually not too bad of a character. I got a lot of Judge Jen vibes from her. I quite liked oLIVia Cara too. She was the voice of the second oldest Willoughby child named Jane. Side note, how has Disney not casted her to be a cast member for the Haunted Mansion? Ugh, this is probably going to be a messy review. The Willoughbys was kind of a messy movie anyway. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't too bad. Not Klaus or I Lost My Body good, but if you don't have anything else to watch on Netflix, you can give this a shot. So if I had to put this on the rainbow scale, I'd probably consider it to be a yellow-green movie. Somewhere in between average and above average. Originally, I gave this movie 2.5 stars on Letterboxd, but then I felt like that was too cruel, so I gave it 3 stars. I'm still pretty conflicted for my rating for this movie and how I feel about it overall. Really, if you finish binge watching The Good Place or Stranger Things for the millionth time, I would recommend this. Yeah, Netflix does have better animated movies, but Willoughbys is harmless, so you might as well give it a watch and see how you feel about it. If you enjoyed my review of the Willoughbys, you can comment, like, subscribe for future movie reviews, and I'll see you later. And also, the death count for this movie has got to be at least 20. I'm gonna leave it at that and say, Mother's balls are burning. Ball burner. Okay, bye.